What's up, guys? Wanted to do a little quickie video today and show you my 2010 Harley Wide Glide. I picked it up in March of 2010. It was previously on a 2009 Nightster 1200. I wanted a little more room. Fiance wanted to start doing rides, and I wanted to step up to big boy status and get the 96. So a few things I've done to it since I've had it. I did these little billet taillights, turn signal slash taillights. I got these guys on Amazon for like $70 shipped. They're pretty cool. The factory taillights, I mean, you guys know what they look like. They are big and gaudy. I mean, even when you put an LED bulb in them and a smoke lens, they're still gross. So it's probably one of my favorite upgrades. I did Rush pipes. I can't remember exactly what name they put them as, but they're kind of a Vance & Hines clone. I had Vance & Hines side shots or short shots on the Nightster, and I liked them a lot, but I wasn't prepared to spend $600 for pipes on this thing. I think I spent just a smidge over $3, and got some really good looking pipes. They're kind of dirty, but they have a really nice grain to them. It's kind of hard to see, but they're very similar to the wrinkle coat that's on the engine and parts. I don't know if you can see the comparison there. Same kind of wrinkle coat that's on the motor parts, trans and stuff like that. Not nearly as heavy, but they match really good. Did the Screaming Eagle intake filter needs to be oiled pretty badly, but it seems like every time I oil the thing and then go for a ride, I end up with pink oil all over my leg, so I run it pretty dry. Tisk tisk. Blacked out the rear shocks. I had Road Glide air shocks on here for a little while, but I couldn't keep airing those things to save my life. They probably had bad seals in them or something, but I went back to the stock shocks, and they're okay. I'm kind of fat, so get me and my girl on it, and this thing bottoms out pretty easily, but, we only ride together once in a blue moon. I usually don't run the rear seat, but we just did a ride recently, so it's still on. I also have a little passenger backrest for the sissy bar. I blacked out, wrinkle painted the center console section. The black gloss was fine, but it kind of just blended into the tank too much. I wanted something with a little contrast, just like the engine parts. I have the Harley Davidson cover there, wrinkle painted the horn cover. Dropped down to a single mirror. This is the Harley Davidson single rear view. I think these are $35 at any Harley store. Got these skull grips from a friend of mine for nothing, so that's why they're on there. Garage door opener button, pretty awesome. I used to have it kind of back under the seat. I wanted it somewhere a little easier to get to. Toss that in there. There's a mini garage door remote underneath the speedometer. You can get them at Sears for like $30. Pretty good investment. If you come down here, there's two switches. One of these switches turns on lights that are hidden under the tank that you can kind of see there. I'm not a huge light guy, but with the orange plug wires and the orange flames and all the other stuff, they kind of work. The second switch, this is a pretty cool idea here. This bike's keyless. I keep a key hidden behind the fuse panel. There's a spot back there that you can stash a key. But I don't like having to dig that thing out. So this is a starter kill button. You press the button, no matter what you do, the bike's not going to start. Press it again, hit the start button, you're good to go. Basically under the seat, I wired in a relay, a standard starter kill relay wiring that interrupts that starter wire right there. I did my work there, ran the wire up. You can't, it looks bone stock. You'd never know the difference. Pretty nice, especially when you're in Sturgis and bikes run away like they do up there. Put a little switch on and nobody's ever going to know. I did the Ness fairing. Some of you may refer to it as the Sons of Anarchy fairing. That's what I call it. Some people love them, some people hate them. At first it was hard to get used to. People always ask me, hey, how does it do with wind? It doesn't do anything for wind. It probably causes the wind to be in your face more. Purely aesthetic. There is no functionality to this thing whatsoever. They're pretty easy to mount. On either side, you've got these two bolts. These are turn signal stalk mounts, to relocate your turn signals wherever you'd like. Those are the only two mounts. Excuse me. The headlight, the way the headlight sits through the housing, I mean, it kind of acts as a guide, but that's it. Just those two things. I was kind of concerned about that. I had no idea how you actually mounted these things. There's not a whole lot of info online, but you get them in your hands and you screw around with them, and they're pretty easy to figure out. I did drag bars. I've had 3 sets of bars on this bike now. There they are. I sold the original bars pretty quick after getting it. Threw on 12-inch apes. Liked them a lot. Miss them a lot. For comfort, apes are impossible to beat, but these drag bars fit pretty good. The apes wouldn't work with the Nest fairing, just based on the way this comes up. Did an HID light, kind of hard to see, but heck of a difference. Probably the single best upgrade lighting wise you can do. Huge difference at night. I live way out in the sticks, so any kind of light enhancement is awesome. I put the ballast and everything up in this section, which is basically underneath the backbone of the bike. What else did I do? Oh, programmer. It has a power commander. I got a tune written basically by them for altitude and the bike and things like that, and I can tell you this thing runs like raped ape. I have a buddy who's got Street Bob, same motor, same trans. He has pipes, stage 1 intake, and I'm fatter than he is, and I walk all over him, probably 6 to 8 bike lengths by third gear. So I would assume I'm 15 to 20 horsepower up on him, if not more. Basically that's it. Pretty much the whole shooting match. I'll turn it on real quick for you, let you hear the pipes. They're pretty loud, but not too bad. That's it, guys. Enjoy.